Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This time on the Lexus LS430 2005 instrument cluster. Well, guys, this is a happy ending. This um, cluster was sent to me by Don's Automotive. Let me just see where he's located. He's in Georgia. Okay, so let me just make sure I'm covering his information. I just forgot to see that. So again, it's a 2005 Lexus LS430. Disregard that pin, not necessary. It's a 22 pin connector. I have the wiring or the connector diagram or information of the pins in here. So what I did for the test that I need to do here is just provide the powers and the grounds. That's it. So ignition in pin number 1, battery positive in 12 and 13, and ring grounds in 11 and 12. I'm going to play a short part of the video test that I did on this before this video was uploaded. Let me just see when this was 3 weeks ago. No, not, I mean, still way before, but then let me forward to where I'm trying to turn it on. So in here, I'm waiting for to power up. So what I'm showing in there is that if I kill, this is again battery power, and that is ignition. That's why I got two switches in here on this test platform breakout box. Same thing as right now the way it's connected. If I kill all the power on this cluster the way it was before, everything works perfectly. But then when I let it power up and I turn the ignition off and wait for 15 seconds or more, the cluster would just not work. You can visit, I'm going to put the link of this video on the description so you guys can watch it entirely. But so what I did here is I thought that I have the cluster fixed and I was doing the same test, and then I went, see what I'm saying? I was just turning the first switch off, which is ignition. I'm saying that I will not kill the battery, just ignition. So I will now forward the video until I'm about to turn that again because I start talking for like, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds or so. So I'm forward just to there. Now this is a little before of that. Before of that. I know that was actually good. Let me see. So you will see when I now turn the ignition back on. Again, look at the switch. It's still red. I'm turning the ignition back on, but then nothing happens. And then I prove in this video that if I kill ignition and battery, it will work every single time, which it was funny. See, I'm now killing, like you're disconnecting the battery on the car, and then it worked every single time. See, now it works. 231.17, that's the mileage. All right, so let me stop that video. This was just a reference of what it was having as an issue before. So again, this is the way that connector is on the back. That is the actual instrument cluster, which is great from Toyota. So I'm going to power up. This is now power off, so it will work no problem at all. And you will see that it does the needle reset. We got the 231.17 right there. Now we're going to do the same thing. So again, I'm just going to kill the ignition, leaving the power on, and we're going to wait for 15 seconds. I'm going to give it 20. So I got like 4 minutes and 30 seconds of talking and doing the videos. I'm going to go to 4 minutes and 50 to 20 seconds. I have already tested it multiple times and it's working 100%. The problem was in the bottom layer board, one of the coils that supplies an ignition, sorry, not an ignition, Well, it is an ignition because its battery voltage was there, but when the ignition was coming on, it was crapping out. All right, so now powering on, it's working 800%. I'm gonna let it, because this time you see, since the battery is not unplugged, it didn't do the sweep on the needles. That will only happen when you disconnect or turn all the power off. And that's how it keeps the memory and everything, it's a constant battery. So I'm going to turn it off again. So what I was saying, now I forgot my thought process of what I was saying. Sometimes it's a little hard to keep with the whole idea when you're trying to show what is working or not. But yeah, so this was definitely happening every single time. Oh yes, I was saying that was in the battle layer and the coil. Yes, when this battery stayed on, that coil was staying with like what we call a parasitic draw. It was keeping the coil kind of like halfway active, and then when you turn the ignition on, like with the switch, it was actually skyrocketing to like 50 volts. So a diode coil and the diode was damaged. The reason why when you kill the battery is it wasn't doing it is because at capacitor next to the system was discharging, and that was also not letting the problem happen because you're draining the whole problem away, let's say, right? But yeah, so this was in one of the layers on the board. So let me just show you some of the pictures of these cluster. I thought I have it open. You're gonna have to give me just 1 second because I want to cover the customer's information. I'm working in so much stuff that it's sometimes hard to keep up with everything. But yeah, you will see this is all the homework that I did. I was checking signals. I got multiple recordings. I'm an expert on this complete board. Let me just see if I have. Yeah, I can start here. So this is the layer with the problem. So you see right here, this is the coils that I refer here. So this was the one with the problem, and it fixed 100% the problem. So that's again the board. I was just going, show you with complete instrument cluster disassemble. This is a very big power supply for the LEDs. Voltages in there up to 200 volts. So be careful. Don't work on this if you don't know what you're doing. I would recommend to wear electric gloves if you're doing tests if you don't know what you're doing, or use an isolator isolation transformer. So you use just one hand on your multimeter. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's better if you don't work on this cluster. But yes, this is just to show how that looks inside. Again, the coil, or one of the coils. This is not the coil. This is what I was doing, tests on there before. Is anything else that I want to show? No, these are just signals. Yeah, you don't want to see that. You can visit that and see that on the other video. But yeah, so the power is on, no ignition. Now ignition on, and cluster is working 800%. So again, another successful repair done. I will be calling you shortly. Don's Automotive in Georgia. Thank you so much for your business. And as we say in Costa Rica, pura vida. See you next time. Bye bye.